What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis, once again, answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com, become a part of some of the discussions that we're having. Things like, do you think you should loan money in a relationship? Have you ever been in a rebound relationship? Do you think you should always leave somebody when they cheat? Stuff like that. Good conversations we're having. Get to be a part of that. Also, if you want to get a consultation, go to the askchazzellisproject.com. If you want to make a donation, that's what keeps us going. Donations, buying consultations, stuff like that. If you want to do that, go to the askchazzellisproject.com. Also, hit me up on Ask Chaz Ellis on Facebook. And be ready for Ask Chaz Ellis Live. That's coming Monday the 22nd. You'll be able to register before that. I'll put that on a video and put it on Facebook and everything. You'll be able to know about it. But be ready for Ask Chaz Ellis Live. That's going to come in on Monday, this 22nd of September. That's going to be where you can talk to me and, ask questions and stuff during the live stream and everything. It's going to be on my subscription channel. It's going to be Ask Chaz Ellis Live. So make sure you check that out. The question I got was actually from a few people. People ask me this all the time. They're like, I used to date this person, and for some reason, they just keep doing stuff. Like, just keep trying to make me mad. They keep coming at me every day with some bull crap. Or they'll stop for a while, and then come back at me again. One girl was telling me, she was like, I got this dude, man. We broke up like a year ago. And, I'm not saying your name or anything like that, but he was like, we broke up a year ago, and this dude just keep coming at me on Facebook and calling me all kind of stuff. And every time my friends be telling me about it, I done blocked this dude and everything, and he'll come back at me and start talking crazy about me, just out of the blue. I don't even talk to him. And another guy was telling me, he's like, I got a girl that we broke up a long time ago. She's found my new girlfriend, and she's just going in on her. Like, we broke up forever ago. I don't get it. People tell me, man, I got this person, I don't even know them, and they just going in on me on a daily basis for no reason. I don't even know them. And the reason that you get that a lot of time is, the truth is, some people need you to hate them. I mean, a lot of times we don't really think about this, but when we deal with somebody, like say you've been in a relationship with somebody, y'all broke up, you may have broke up with that person, or they may have even broken up with you, and your life went on. You fine. You're not really tripping. Maybe you had a hard time at first, and now you good. And for whatever reason, maybe their life didn't turn out exactly how they wanted it to be. Or maybe, they still caught up in this situation. And as you going on and walking and living your life and going on about your merry way, they're not. And they feel ignored. And when people feel ignored, a lot of times, the only way they feel like they can get your attention is to do something crazy. They need to make you hate them because it validates them. It gives them a reason. It makes them feel like they exist. Like, oh, I can make you hate me. I do exist. I'm somebody now. That's why you get it from people you don't even know sometimes. You're like, why are you going out of your way to talk trash to me? I don't even know you. Because in their mind, sometimes they need that. They need people to hate them because they don't believe you'll love them. They don't believe you'll like them. So they need you to hate them. And people will go out of their way to get you to hate them sometimes. Things that you just don't even make sense to you. You're like, man, I haven't dated you in 3, 4, 5 years, but yet you still go out of your way to get me not to like you. You do stuff to me on a regular basis. We don't even talk anymore. Why are you doing this? You might have a dude that's like calling you up, cussing you out for no reason after 2 years of being broken up, and you're like, what's that about? Because maybe just because you moved on and it's been 2 years for you, man, to them that might feel like it was yesterday. And they're calling you up because they feel like you forgot about them and they're still in pain. They're like, look at you moving on, going on with your life, but I'm still sitting here in pain. Well, I want to have some impact on your life. I want you to think about me. I do exist. It's kind of like you ever see kids that don't get enough attention from their parents and they just be showing out. And you're like, man, why you show out like that? The only time your parents really pay attention to you is when they whoop you. Ding, 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 ding. They want that attention. They don't care if it's a whooping. They don't care if somebody's yelling at them. They just want somebody to pay attention to them. They want to exist. And when you deal with somebody and they don't exist to you, y'all broke up or whatever, they don't exist to you, they want to exist. They want to be important. And sometimes it could be a situation where y'all broke up, they did you wrong, and you tried to be cool about it. Like, you know what, I forgive you, I'm going to move on, I'm going to accept that, I ain't even going to trip. And they're like still coming at you on a regular basis all day, every day. But what you got to understand is the fact that sometimes when people do you wrong, they can't admit that to themselves. They can't admit that they were wrong and that what they did wasn't your fault and they just did you wrong. They can't admit that. So a lot of times they have to try to get you to hate them so that they can justify what they did. Sometimes they feel like they just got to go in on you on a constant basis. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, until they can create that bad blood. That way they never really feel like they have to own up to what they've done or apologize. You sitting there thinking to yourself, what did I ever do to you? You did something to me, but yet you tripping. But guess what? They can't accept that. They can't connect with that. So they want to keep the tension going so that they never really have to own up to what they did. So they can rewrite the narrative in their mind. Like, oh, we go at it. We go back and forth. Nah, you did something to that person and you can't accept it. So they continue. It makes them feel like as long as we're fighting, as long as we're going back and forth, I don't have to admit that I'm just messed up in this situation. Sometimes that's what it is. They also have to paint this picture of you as being a bad person because that makes them feel better about how things turned out. You got to remember, sometimes you didn't get the life you wanted when things ended. You know, maybe, it ended and you thought that you were going to go on and find somebody better and all this kind of stuff, and maybe it didn't turn out that way. So now, for them to feel like they made the right decision, and they might be with somebody else, so you might be like, dang, you with somebody else, why you still messing with me? They might be with somebody else, but you don't know if that's who they really want to be with. You don't know how happy they are in that situation. And the only way they can feel happy with their situation is if they downplay, downgrade, and come at you sideways. That's the only way they can feel happy about their situation. That's the only way they can feel like they made the right decision. And that's a lot of times what causes them to be so hateful towards you. And this is a funny thing about hate and venom. A lot of times when you see somebody who's treating you like that and trying to get you to hate them, and you're like, man, that's crazy. They got co-signers. They got other people who get involved in this hatred with them. And you're like, why are you doing this? What makes you want to get involved in this with them? When people are hateful, they become like the hateful, venomous Voltron. You remember Voltron? Like, it'd be like all these individual little robots, and they would come together to create one monstrous robot. That's kind of how hateful, venomous people are. They attract other venomous, hateful people. People who got stuff going on in their life. They're bitter because their ex left them, or whatever the case may be, or somebody bullied them back in high school, or whatever it is. And they see somebody dogging you, and they jump on the bandwagon where you would think, hey, why don't you tell them what they're doing is wrong? They can't see that. They cannot see it because what they're envisioning the people who they feel they want to get back at, who wronged them or who left them out in the cold. So therefore that person comes and they become even more venomous than the other person. You're like, I don't even know you. Okay, at least I had a relationship with this other person, but I don't even know you. Why do you hate me? And it's like, they don't hate you. They hate whoever they're mad at. But you're the only person they can take it out on right now. And what you'll notice a lot of times is this person and their venom will infect the other person who already was messing with you. And they get worse. They start doing things you never even thought they could do because they feed off of each other. Like I said, they form the venomous Voltron where they just get together and they hate your guts. And both of them make each other worse. And they might even bring other people into it where it's like a group of people who just all hate you. And you're like, why? I don't even know you. It's like they might go up to their girl like, girl, you know what he did to me? Man, I can't stand him. Okay, we broke up. He won't even take my calls. Yada yada. And they're like, oh my God, Clarence is ignoring me in the same way. Let's call this mug every second and let's break his windows out and just go nuts on him. Because that's just how they connect. Yeah, she might go up to dude might go up to his homeboy. Man, dude, girl just dogged me, man. Every time I call her, she just hang up the phone. Oh my goodness, Rhonda do me the same way. You know what? Man, forget that, man. Let's put all kind of stuff about this girl on Facebook. Let's say she a hoe. Let's say we all ran a trade on her. Let's ruin her reputation. And it's because they're connecting on the venom. And it's like that venom and that evil and sadness, it just attracts other people who are like that. And because they're taking that out on you, and because that venom is killing them inside also, what happens is they start attracting worse people into their lives. It's like I said about the when you start dying inside and you have that rotting flesh, it attracts vultures. This makes their life worse, which only makes them more venomous, which means that they come at you 3, 4, 5 times harder. That's why they might get cool for a second and you don't hear from them, and then next thing you know, they come right back because that venom is still inside of them and it's still killing them. And what it's doing is attracting people who use them and abuse them, and they stay fixated on you because in their mind, this shit is all happening because of you. These people may not even know you, and for some reason, they think that these things that are happening in their life are happening because of you. That's why it may be 3, 4, 5 years since you dated somebody, but they still tripping. And you're like, what are you mad at? Sometimes they just stay on perceived slights from a long time ago, or things that never even really happened. And they've concocted this story in their mind, and this is their reasoning to keep going at you. But the truth of the matter is, when their life isn't what they want it to be, the only thing they can hold on to is what they have against you. That hatred, that pain. They won't let it go because it keeps them going and it keeps their connection to you. Because if they don't get that going, if they don't keep you upset at them, if they don't keep you hating them, then the connection is lost and they have to face reality. They have to face their real life, their real pain. You got to remember, a lot of times the only reason why their relationship is halfway decent is because they're comparing it to what they've created you to be or what they've painted you to be. Now you're the worst person on the planet. You're the biggest hoe to ever live. You're trash. You're a thief, a liar, all this crap. So their new relationship is only good because that's you. Now, if they let you go on and live your life and be a good person, then guess what? What does that say about them? Now they have to look at their relationship as what it really is. And it may not be what they want it to be. So they have to keep you. They have to keep an anger going with you. They have to keep venom going because that's how they supplement their lives and all the things that are missing. Some of y'all might be dealing with people that y'all dated a long time ago. Some of y'all might be dealing with people you got kids with. Some people might be dealing with people you're trying to get a divorce from. They won't sign the papers. You're like, why won't you just sign the papers? They can't because then that makes them have to let go and live their life. And they're just not ready to do that. They don't believe that they can have a real life. Some of y'all may not be able to see your kids. You're like, why are you tripping? Why you don't want to let me see my kids? Because if they let you be a good father to your child, then that would mean that you're a good person. Now they have to match a good person against the new person that they're with, and they may not like that person so much. You see what I'm saying? They can't do that. They have to make you a villain. Sometimes you might be in a situation where you're like, man, I'm letting this dude see his kids. I'm giving him all the opportunities in the world. I'm cool with him. I'm calling him. I mean, what does he want me to do? They can't do that because you have to be a bad person. And the only way they can live their life and be happy with their life is if you are a bad person. They can't, because that's how they gauge their life. They don't only need to succeed, they need to see you fail. Or their successes aren't sweet enough. That's why they have to make you hate them. They need it. They need it more than they need the air they breathe. And that's why they don't stop. You can't get cool with them. You can't try to make some kind of friendship with them. What you have to do is you have to ignore them to the best of your ability until they get into a position where it really can't. They just can't bother you anymore. And, you know, sometimes you might have to prosecute. You might have to do what you need to do. Because, honestly, there's nothing you can do to get cool with them people. They're not going to accept anything. You can give them $1 million a day for the rest of your life, and they're like, oh, this money probably counterfeit. Just the way it is. So that's kind of why you get that. And really, it's not even about you. It's about inequities in themselves. So hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chazzellis. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share this with somebody else. Also, hit me up on the ChazzellisProject.com. Ask Chazzellis on Facebook. And be ready for Ask Chazzellis Live on September the 22nd. You just need to subscribe. It's $1.99 a month. Not too bad. Get in, go ahead and be a part of what we're doing there. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Peace.